Um, Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, classmates. And I'm going to share about the topic in emerging technologies, which is the sharing economy presented by me as myself, Ralph John Lim. So the table contents are the overview of the sharing economy, the significance, the impact, factors, examples, advantages, and and disadvantages, responsibility, and their types. So, for sharing economy, it can be described as the economic model in which goods and resources are shared by individuals and groups in a collaborative way such that physical assets become services. The sharing economy's growth has been facilitated through advance in big data and online platforms. And it is one the most rapid growing market phenomena in history. Since 2010, investors have contributed over $23 billion in ventures capital funding to startups that are using a share-based business model. As many of the share-based firms are private, it is difficult to know the exact size of the sharing economy. To understand the sharing economy, it describes here the as I said, the economic model in which goods and resources are shared by individuals and groups in a collaborative way, and it enables people and organizations to earn their profits from underutilized resources. And the technologies right now or before has assisted the sharing economy's growth to present its level, and the momentum will accelerate with more digital connections. So it is defined that it has a peer-to-peer based activity of acquiring, providing, or sharing access to goods and services that is often facilitated by a community-based online platforms. So it involves here the short-term peer-to-peer transactions that share use of idle assets and services or to facilitate collaboration. And it involves type of online platforms that connects buyers and sellers. And also it is rapid growing that throughout generation it is growing and evolving to and facing the challenges in the form of regulatory uncertainty and concerns about abuses. So, in sharing economy, the communities the communities share the use of assets for thousands of years, but the advent of the internet and use of big data. So, in big data, it refers to large and diverse. It's either structured and unstructured, and it has a complex sets of data that can be used to provide solutions to long-standing business challenges for financial services and banking companies around the world. So, in sharing economy, it has made it easier for asset owners and those seeking to those assets to find each other, and it has a dynamic it has a dynamic sharing of assets that can be referred as the share economy, collaborative consumption, collaborative economy, or peer economy. So, and right now the sharing economy is evolving. As I said, it's growing and evolving throughout generations from before until now. That it includes here the co-working platforms, regulatory uncertainty. I wait, sorry. The co-working platforms, the peer-to-peer lending platforms, the fashion platforms, and freelancing platforms. Later on, I will discuss about the types of it. So next slide. So, in significance of sharing economy, over thousands of years, groups of people have shared the use of assets, till the invention of internet to the usage of big data. So, as I said, the big data it refers to a large, diverse, either structured or unstructured, and has a complex of data. And it has made more convenient for asset owners and the entity looking to use such as assets to reach one another. The mechanism may also be referred to as share economy, collective, shared, and peer economy. So in this illustration is as you can see, it has a peer-to-peer exchange, the flattened organizational hierarchies, temporary access to borrowing or renting, better utilization of less used assets, and supply and demand match on digital platforms. So those are the sharing economies. So so it develops over the last years. It now represents an all exclusive concepts that refers to a host of online commercial exchanges that can also include business to business encounters. And it enables the people and organization to make money and underuse resources, as I said before, and and those unused assets such as parked vehicles and spare bedrooms can be leased out while not in service. So physical assets are thus exchanged as services. So let's move on to impact of sharing economy. So sorry, sorry. So let's move on impact of sharing economy. So as you can see, there's a transportation, consumer goods, personal and professional services, and healthcare. So transportation by making use of an efficient mobile app and network of verified drivers, Uber fulfills consumer transport requirement while providing a much better experience than a conventional means of transport. So in transportation, the Uberize the transport sector, and it is the one of the best ways to illustrate the disruptive impact of sharing economy on the transportation sector. And it's not just only Uber, it can be the Angkas, Lalamove, Grab, and so many ride-sharing services. And it offers a cost-effective and comfortable and safe alternative to conventional transit options such as public transportation and taxis. So next one is the consumer good. It is the three most important factors in a decision to purchase consumer goods are convenience, affordability, and efficiency. Therefore, it is not surprising that share-based brands uh, also dominate the consumer goods sector. So the example here is the eBay. It is the among the innovator in the peer-to-peer consumer market that in their innovative system enables users to purchase and sell used or new products via their interface and ship goods directly to their homes. And the consumers can look at the various products and customized price ranges with various guarantees and under different conditions. And it provides the more convenience and it is affordable and efficient way to purchase some goods. Okay, so the next one is the personal and professional services. Professional and personal services are characterized by work required skill, special knowledge, experience, and certifications or training, such as accountants, copywriters, or plumbers. In the case of a share economy, this is often referred to as freelance and other popular words similar to short-term network. So the effects of the personal and professional services, it is the best demonstrated in the field of technical and personal services. And it requires here the skills, the special knowledge, experience, and certifications of training. So as I mentioned here, it uh, to um, to get those experiences, you just have to you have to train some of the services that provides of your skills. So the next one is healthcare. So in healthcare, while the sharing economy has yet to truly take root in the healthcare sector, many analysts suspect it is the next target. The drawbacks of conventional healthcare programs, cost and capital are considerations that have been mitigated in other sectors by share-based approaches. From the group consultations to telemedicine, the sharing economy is expected to transform the healthcare sector. So, in healthcare, the technology is assisted here, and it assisted the sharing economy to present the momentum and accelerate the people and organizations to get more linked digitally. Although it can be seen how dominant collective demand can be in some industries such as shipping, consumer goods, and services, and many other conventional sectors will soon to face shifts during the sharing economy. So in success factor, to develop a trust, you must be to develop a trust. Since sharing economy is the base of trust among and between the participants, it is crucial to install mechanisms in the platform like commenting and rating, but also support in the case of abuse. So in develop a trust, you must give the feedback. Like for example, if someone delivers a parcel, and checking the parcel if it's if it's still intact, it's not broken or anything, just have to comment and rate them for example, I rate that delivery guy in 5% or 5 out of 5 rating. So if the parcel is broken, you have to report it from the customer service. So they can change it. So sometimes you have to develop a trust, to using the platforms. So another one is the smooth transaction process that, for example, one can book room through Airbnb and tablets or mobiles now, reducing a transaction time cost. So in this generation, we use digital wallet to sending a money through to a uh, through a online through a online sell, to online buying, for example. And before we use cash to buy something, and we use credit card also. But right now, since the technology evolves, we use a digital wallet to buy something or book a room. It's for example, it's Gcash. So you have a wallet there, so you can buy anything using the Gcash. And the next one is the constant engagements of users. To maintain certain scale of demand and supply, it is necessary to offer promotions, They give an example here. The Airbnb offers promotional codes to users in order to build customer loyalty so that you don't need to require customer every 6 months. So to engagement of users. So so they give a coupons, the promotional codes. For example, I use the promotional codes to uh to reduce the we call this the sale. For example, the sale. No, not the sale. Like what I mean is if I use a coupon, like there is a discount. There's a discount that there's a discount, the original price, and if you use a coupon, there's a discount. So and so it can build the trust of the customer to the services. So let's move on to advantage and disadvantage of sharing economy. Okay, so the pros here is the pros or the advantages is the monetizing underutilized assets. So in monetizing underutilized assets, um, you can share the usage of some items with others, increasing their utilization. For example, suppose you have some money to pay the bills next month for less than a month, you can lend to other people to several days via the peer-to-peer lending platform. That way, you get interest income. Banks often don't offer daily savings or loans. So the next one is save money and resources. So you don't have to buy. So in this save money resources, you don't need to buy a few items that you don't need in the meantime. So you can either rent the car or clothes instead of buying them. So platforms give people access to items they can't or are interested in buying. I use it over a long term. So so in saving money and resources, uh, renting is the best way to do. For example, I rent my clothes. So in deadline, I'll I'll return it. So I and pay for them because sometimes that clothes I might not interest and not use for time or in the meantime. So sometimes in other words, renting is the best choice here. The third one is a more flexible. Now to in more flexible to earn extra money, you don't have to work in the office every weekday. You can take some jobs on online sites and do them anywhere as long as there is an internet connection. To interact with colleagues, you also don't have to meet face to face. You can use several online applications. So in sharing economy, it is more flexible because it's not always that you have to work on the offices because you can also work in another job. For example, for me myself, I started as commissions. So I commission arts. So I commission arts. So I just need the internet connection so they can interact with me and I just need the resources that I can draw arts. So if I done to or I finished my art, so I can send it to them and they send me a cash. So it's a extra money. So if you have another work for offices, for example, you can you can have a I mean what I mean is if you can have a work in offices, you can have the another work that you can earn some extra money to help yourself from for example earning from electricity, water, houses, and a lot of stuff that can benefit to your life and to your life. The next one is more efficient allocation of resources. Supply and demand for platforms such as freelancing come from various locations across countries. Because of this, the market has become more competitive. So the sharing economy, it is more efficient because if you're selling in another country and it has a growing your market, so it can to possibly compete to another market in other countries. And the next one is get more reasonable prices. And you have more opportunities to compare the prices or cost of the goods or services you need. Many platforms have built-in ratings and reviews, helping you to get the best price and quality. So to get more reasonable prices, just have to be more I call this knowledgeable when it comes to prices, because sometimes you can start in this low, but later on, so what I mean is you have to be more knowledgeable. Like if you're starting a we call this starting a market or selling, you just have to start a low price. And if the if the selling is improved or more customers is interested in buying it, uh uh just have to increase the price. So you will get the best price and the qualities of the if you're selling the selling the items that you can provide to the customers. The last one is the reducing environmental impact. So in the share economy increases the use of goods. It reduces the number of goods that must be produced, reduces industrial pollutions, and it despite of increasing asset utilization and can generate extra cash. The development of service business models are also raised several criticisms here. So to reducing an environmental impact. So you don't have to produce anything. So you can for example in if you have a car, you can use your car to use as a taxi to reduce a transport, to reduce a more even more transportations. And then so if you have a items that you have items on your own, you can sell it to others. So you don't have to produce anything. So that's it. In another one is the disadvantages. If there's a advantages and there is also disadvantages. The number one is regulatory uncertainty. So regulators are usually unable to keep up with the speed with which the business model is developing. The end, they relate in launching related regulations. And the for example here is the it's related to customer protection. Finally, the regulations are outdated, allowing some business models to escape scrutiny. It is mainly for cross-border platforms which are outside the jurisdiction of the user's country. The second one is unclear taxes. So the platforms can operate outside the host country. That makes it difficult to tax authorities in user countries to determine taxpayers and collect taxes. So we don't know if we selling something there is a tax here. So you have to so that's the disadvantages of selling, because there's a difference of your profit and there's a taxes of the government. So sometimes the taxes can be increased. So it is very unclear. And third one is missing out of the allowance and other benefits. And here, and when you become a freelancer, you don't get some benefits such as the insurance and bonuses that are usually available to permanent workers. Also, your income is very uncertain. And depending on how successful you are getting on that um project or your market also. And the last one is the lower security. So in lower security, possible can be fraud and insecurity of privacy and personal data are becoming more prevalent. And no warranty providers or other users will act according to your expectation. The platform works on the principle of trust between users and providers or also the customers. Consequently, more people will use to deceive and do evil. Like regulation also increase the odds. So in lower security, um, right now it is right now I call this right now right now it is common issue here is the scamming and fraudulent. Like if I do the job and someone's paying me, but I won't do the work, but I can collect the money. But there is a consequence of it because you didn't have follow the regulations. But possible that uh the users can be can be can be commit a crime also. Yeah, so that lower security can be the most common issue here in freelancing or selling your products. Sometimes they receive an item and they won't pay you back. Or sometimes user can receive money, but they can actually give some products. So let's move on to types of sharing economy. So there's types of sharing economy, the peer-to-peer lending. The platforms allows you to borrow and lend money without going through traditional banks. The platform acts as an intermediary between borrowers and lenders. Interest depends on the borrower's creditworthiness history, usually without involving collateral. Several platforms provide day-to-day loans which are unavailable at conventional banks. So in peer-to-peer lending, the companies allows the individuals to lend money to other individuals, and the rates can be cheaper than those offered through traditional credit lending entities. The second one is a crowdfunding. The business model connects people who need money with those who are willing to provide it, unlike to peer-to-peer lending. Funding is usually to fund a project or startups. Entrepreneurs can sell their products or offer share in return. So in crowdfunding, uh, so crowdfunding. Wait, I'm lost. So in crowdfunding, there's a for example, the booth. If you're booth, if you're booth or sponsorship. So if you can if you they have a sponsorship or both, they can possibly a they can possibly receive money to and the customers will buy some items from the booths and the sponsorship. The third one is the freelancing platform. This is the online model of the labor market. On this platform, some people offer freelance jobs and some are looking for them. The types of work range from writing articles, building financial modeling, to data entry, programming. So in freelancing platforms, to have a freelancing something, you have to work on your own. you have to find your client. So if you're a client, you have to work something out. Then then it, then if you found a client, you just have to find their possible jobs that can fitted to them. So right, and for your client, they will pay you back. And third one is the co-working. Here, services providers offer a shared workspace. The enthusiasts can come from freelancers, those who work at home every day, to entrepreneurs. You share the cost of your utilities, storage, office rent, and office supplies with other professionals, thus saving you money. And the fashion sharing, here you can sell the rent clothes to help those who are in need. So in fashion sharing, as I said, like the example here is if I have clothes here, they have to rent it so they can pay me, and the cost they have to return it back once they don't meet the deadline in fashion in returning the clothes. They can possibly be charged, and sometimes if they want to buy that um buy that clothes, they pay you, and also they can have the clothes. And the last one is the apartment renting and couch surfing. So in apartment renting and couch surfing, platforms like Airbnb connect those who need temporary accommodation when they travel. So to Airbnb is the best example here that finding a apartment that you can stay. So so it is a temporary apartment. They t- so they can they can stay. So these are the examples of share economy, like reselling via apps or websites like eBay or Letgo, Amazon, Shopee, Lazada, and Uber's car owners are able to offer rides to passengers, like yeah, Ubers, Grab, um, Angkas. It's not just only car owners to offer rides to passengers, but they can also move some items from different locations. For example, Lalamove, and Airbnb offers the possibility for homeowners to share their home space with travelers. Delivery services like GXT Express and Lalamove or Lazada, Shopee. Those the Lazada, Shopee can be reselling apps, but they can also have their delivery services. The and peer-to-peer lending sites like Seed-In, Vidalia, and crowdfunding sites like GoFundMe. So so the responsibilities of sharing economy. So this to share the economy, as you have you have to those you have to be responsible and responsible to yourself and to those providers. And one is circulation of the assets. The share economy platform can have positive and also negative impact on the circulation of the assets that are exchanged. On the one hand, resources are used more efficiently, but on the other hand, if many people in an area offer private flats, this has an effect on the availability of flats for locals to rent and the transparency. The conditions to take part as an owner need to be honest and transparent. Otherwise, sharing economy can also lead to exploiting the ones who are offering the services. I'm gonna to insert this one because sometimes the sharing economy has a criticisms here. Like it involves the it involves the regulatory uncertainty. Business offering rental services are often regulated by federal, state, or local authorities. Unlicensed individuals offering rental services may not be following these regulations. or paying the associated costs. This could mean that giving them an advantage that enables them to charge lower prices. And another one here is a lack of government over insight will lead to serious abuses of both buyers and sellers in the sharing economy. This has been highlighted by numerous highly publicized cases of things like hidden cameras in rented rooms, losses of unfair treatment of ride sharing contractors by the platforms that employ them, and even murders of customers by real or fraudulent rental and rideshare providers. And there also fear here. There also fear that a greater amount of information shared on an online platform can create a discrimination or biases among users. This can happen when users are allowed to choose who they will share their homes or vehicles with, or because it imposes statistical discriminations by algorithms that select users with characteristics such as poor credit history or criminal records. So those I mentioned here, um, that's the reason why I show this the responsibilities of sharing economy. Once you have start the business or yeah business, you just have to you just have to be transparent and you have to have to be a circulation of the assets because sometimes the users can be discriminative like gender and their races. So, for example, the user can't write a another user because of that race. So they rated the user as low ratings. So you have to be more transparent along with your customers or the cost along with the customers. So 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 if the users I mean the users can have right whether they can write or they can write or accept the offer from the customer, like for example riding a car and they pay you, but sometimes the issue here is the discrimination. Yeah, until now that's the most common issue here is the discriminations of sharing economy. So here's my references that I researched about the sharing economy. So that's all. Thank you.